Hey there, beauties. Welcome back to my channel, A Fit Life Center, where I teach you small coping strategies to help you begin, continue, or maintain a life that's fit for you. And you find the life that's fit for you by taking a journey of discovery to find out what works and what doesn't work for you. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sharon. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I've been working with people for years to help them manage a variety of issues such as anxiety, depression, trauma. But now I focus on wellness because I think everybody deserves to be well. All right. I hope you liked my new introduction. I'm excited about that. I had been having somebody work on that to help me, so I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you look forward to all the new things that I'm going to slowly be bringing to this channel. And I hope you share it. Please like, subscribe, share all the things, because that's how YouTube determines whose videos they push out and whose they ignore. So help me share this, get the word out to anybody you think that might benefit from what we talk about here. All right, so what are we talking about today? We are talking about consistency and what consistency is, why it might be helpful, and 8 steps to help you be more consistent. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because a lot of times we have goals that we set for ourselves and we don't see them coming to fruition. And one of the reasons why we don't see progress sometimes is because of our lack of consistency. So what is consistency? The dictionary defines consistency as an act or done in the same way over time so as to be accurate. It's unchanging in nature. It has an effect over time. And words that are synonymous with consistency are steadiness, stability, constant, regular, in harmony, right? So we need to practice consistency in our small doable goals so that we can meet our long-term goals, right? So what are 8 ways that you can be consistent? The first thing is to identify and get rid of barriers that may stop you from being consistent. Those barriers might be real. Maybe you are overextending yourself, saying yes to too many things. The first thing you need to do is to stop that, because that's a barrier, right? So you're going to get rid of any barriers that might prevent you from being inconsistent. Maybe it's setting unrealistic goals. If you're not a person that likes to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you set a goal to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to start a task, that's probably going to be a barrier to you being consistent. So you need to get rid of that barrier by figuring out realistically what time maybe really works for you. Number 2, develop consistent habits. So you want to set realistic habits. I'm going to get up at 7 a.m. and I am going to exercise every morning from 7 a.m. to 7:30. That might be more realistic. You're going to stick to that schedule. You're going to set reminders. So on my phone, I have this app. You probably can't see it because I'm probably too far away, but there's an app on my phone called Grow with Joe. I use this app to exercise all the time, right? And Joe sends me reminders every morning because I set the time and I asked the app to send me a reminder to exercise. And it keeps me consistent with exercise. Number 3, handle mistakes in your routine. There are bound to be, we are all human, there are bound to be mistakes. Maybe I didn't set my alarm one morning and I overslept. So I slept past 7 o'clock and I didn't stick to that day's schedule. I'm going to get right back on it the next morning, right? Keep going. Or make adjustments where you need to, right? If I find that one day I have a meeting from 7 to 7:30, maybe that one day I have to accept that there's going to be inconsistency. Maybe I'm going to exercise from 2 to 3. And then the next morning I'm going to get right back on at 7 o'clock. And in the future, I'm probably going to make sure that I don't schedule a meeting if I can help it during the time where I'm supposed to exercise. Increase your willpower. That's 4, right? Build the willpower to be consistent. How do you do that? By being consistent. The more you are consistent, the more you build the willpower to be consistent. Because you're going to feel pretty good about yourself at the end of the week if you've been able to be consistent with something for maybe the 3 days that you set as a goal to be consistent. Number 5, give yourself time to change an inconsistent mindset. So if you've been a person who has been inconsistent with most things in your life, you're going to need a little grace to get your mind ready to be consistent. That's why you're going to use reminders, right? You're going to set realistic habits. You're going to stick to the schedule. It's going to allow your mind to adjust to the fact that consistency can be your friend. Number 6, use motivational tools. We're all human, right? There are days when we are just not going to feel like doing anything. But if you use motivational tools to help you, they can be your friend. I just told you. That reminder on the app of Grow with Joe helps me to remember I am going to be consistent with my exercise, and I am going to exercise every day from 7 to 7:30, right? I am using that motivation, and the app pops up and it says, "Hey Sharon, it's time to exercise," with an exclamation point, right? It's like, yay, right? I'm in my bed at 6:45 and I'm like, ugh. But the reminder pops up, right? And I throw the cover back. I go in my room where I exercise and I just get it done. Consistency. So I am not depending on my mood to be consistent. I am depending on the schedule. I scheduled it. I'm going to be consistent with myself. The other thing is use little tools throughout the day to help you be consistent. So you set these tasks for yourself. Make sure you take little 5 or 10 minute breaks along the way. Give yourself a pat on the back when you complete a task. And periodically check in and see how close you're getting to your long-term goals, right? Remember I talked about this idea of SMART goals. I will link my video on SMART goals here, right? SMART goals are how you set these realistic little goals to help you reach your long-term goal, right? In other words, you set small doable tasks so that you can reach your long-term goals. The consistency of doing those small tasks is what get you to your long-term goals. So you want to keep checking in and seeing, being consistent is getting me closer and closer and closer. Also, there's lots of books out here. I will try to link a few in the description box for you. There's books and apps and all kinds of things on how to motivate yourself to be consistent, right? You have to find what internally drives you. What drives me to exercise is health. I want to be healthy as I age. The only way I know to do that is exercise, eat well, right? And there's a little vanity too, right? I want to fit into my clothes, right? Those are my internal motivations that help me to be consistent with exercise. Number 7, only make promises that you keep. Because consistency says if you make a promise, you should keep it, right? But It is almost impossible to be consistent if you overextend yourself. So you are going back to the realistic, right? You have to set realistic goals or tasks for yourself. If they're not, the chances of you being consistent is greatly reduced. Number 8, here's the last one. Reward yourself for your consistency. Rewarding yourself for being consistent helps reinforce the habit of being consistent. The more you cheer yourself on, pat yourself on the back, be consistent, check it off when you've done it, right? The more you do that, the more your internal motivation gets kicked up and the more consistent you're going to want to be. And before you notice it, before you know it, you're going to have reached your long-term goal. Consistency is the key. It's not always easy. We have to have flexibility sometimes because life gets in the way. But we have to really keep to what we said we were going to do. Because the bigger issue here is when you practice consistency, you honor yourself. You learn to honor you and what you want for yourself, right? And stick to it. Even when life is lifing, you'll stick to it, right? And before you know it, you'll have learned that life can life and you can still meet your goals. That's it. I hope this has been really helpful for you. I'm being consistent as I can with these videos because I have a goal in mind. I want to grow our community. And I hope you help me grow this community by, again, liking, subscribing, sharing these videos. But more than all of that, I only want you to do that is if you're vibing with what I'm offering here. More than any of that, what I really want you to do is I want you to create a life that's fit for you.